What PlayStation 5 action games are the best? The best thing about playing video games is that they let us accomplish things that are impossible in real life, like acting as a covert agent or swinging across New York City. Action games are all about enjoying nerve-wracking thrill rides that wouldn't be possible in real life, whether it's carrying out life-threatening feats or narrowly escaping a burning building. This video lists the top 10 action games for the PlayStation 5. God of War Ragnarok. In every way, God of War Ragnarok enhances the already fantastic God of War from 2018. The game's outstanding vastness, which spans all 9 Norse mythological worlds, is undoubtedly its most valuable feature. Every time you think you've seen it all, Ragnarok surprises you with something brand new and thrilling vast experience that has been nearly perfected. It is a masterpiece from the PlayStation Studios. One of the best open-world video games of PS4 era is repackaged for the PS5 in Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. This enhanced release of a smashing blockbuster by first-party developer Sucker Punch features a brand new futurist samurai sandbox called Iki Island, and makes the protagonist Jin Sakai confront some difficult memories. This is the final iteration of one of PlayStation Studios' greatest works, with enhanced presentation and breathtaking DualSense support that lets you feel the clash of steel on steel at your fingertips. All of this contributes to a peaceful exploration experience, which is enhanced by the otherworldly aesthetic. One of the best open-world adventure games you can play right now on PlayStation or any console. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut offers a beautiful view of historical Japan, but its visual tourism is unparalleled. Resident Evil 4 is one of the most well-liked and influential games, and the remake is just as important. With modernized controls, greatly enhanced graphics and night parries, Capcom has brought lions fighting European adventure into the current era. The acclaimed remake flawlessly captures the mood of the original while enhancing it with a spookier ambience, additional locations to discover, and entertaining side tasks. One of the greatest video games ever has been miraculously enhanced. With this PS5 version of Dead Space, one of EA's most cherished games is back. This revised version is more than just a new coat of paint. It tells the original tale once more, this time with Isaac Clarke returning to explore the USG Shimura's destroyed halls. The remake adds voice acting for Isaac, widens numerous sections, and adds voice acting to the ship in addition to modern aesthetics. Aside from that, this is the same fantastic Dead Space you remember. A compelling narrative, dramatic environment, and distinctive pose and weaponry. Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered. Offered as a bonus incentive with a more expensive Ultimate Edition of Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, Insomniac Games put a lot of work into reconstructing New York City to fully utilize the PS5 capabilities without detracting from the attraction of the critically praised PS4 versions. The alterations to the lead character's visage impurated some vocal spas, but with new visual effects like ray tracing and silky smooth 60 frames per second refresh rates, this is the only way to fully enjoy Sony's fantastic superhero playground. It even contains all the entertaining but unimportant expansion packs from the first game. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection. While the omission of PS3 period adventures like Uncharted Drake's Fortune and Uncharted 2 Among Thieves stops this from being definitive, it's still an absolute must for adventure fans. A compilation combining two of the PS4 most cherished titles was guaranteed to be well received. In Uncharted 4, Thief's End, the main character Nathan Drake is shown as a worn-down buccaneer out for one more score. However, in the more sophisticated Uncharted The Lost Legacy, which was originally meant as DLC, Chloe Fraser fills in for Nate admirably. Although the series creator Naughty Dog could have improved these classics for the PS5 system, there's no denying that this compilation is a must play. Resident Evil 2 on PS4 and PS5 differ very little from one another, but still has the same timeless quality. With a third-person perspective and dramatically improved visuals, this stunning recreation of the 1998 survival horror classic modernized the first adventure of Leon S. Kennedy and Claire Redfield. With native 4K resolution and ray tracing on the PS5, the Raccoon Police Department has never looked more horrifying. So make sure you have enough space to peek over the covers and enjoy one of the finest horror experiences available. Ratchet & Clank Rip Apart. The dynamic duo from Insomniac Games had been a little bit wilted in the woods until the release of Ratchet & Clank Rip Apart. Ratchet & Clank, A Crack in the Dime, the PS4 revival of the franchise was generally praised, but it seemed light in comparison to the earlier games in the series. Fortunately, Rip Apart delivers the series' first substantial adventure in well over a generation, even though it doesn't necessarily reinvent the wheel. Thanks in part to the incredible dual sense of integration and some of the glistiest visual effects this side of the galaxy, playing this game feels fantastic. Compared to other PS5 exclusives, it's a little bit more disposable, but it's still really enjoyable while it does. And the addition of new characters like Rebek means there's a lot of replay value. After a few stumbles, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard returns the franchise to its survival horror origins, while still venturing into uncharted territory. We are introduced to Ethan Winters, a first-person character who is drawn into peril when his missing wife approaches him. The next adventure, in which you flee the terrifying Baker family and solve a paranormal mystery, is rich with atmosphere and intrigue. It's a fantastic game that is much better on the PS5 due to the improved resolution, quicker loading, and other factors. Capcom is capable of creating a classic Biohazard campaign when it wants to, despite the franchise history of experimental games. The first-person perspective Resident Evil 7 is used in Resident Evil Village, but this time it delivers a secure and comfortable frolic through a spooky Romanian village. The true character of the sequel, which has an eclectic group of intriguing but somewhat undeveloped antagonists, is the environment itself, which conceals a wealth of mysteries and contains some very memorable moments. Additionally, the entire game is playable in virtual reality for those who have a PSVR 2, which ups the ante in terms of intensity with revised controls and stunning visuals.